You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so.
Perfect. Whew. We are live. Got to get the sunglasses on. Got to be
Forgot
on
mine.
brand. My eyes going everywhere like usual.
Forgot mine.
Yeah. Let me see. Oh, I can hear myself. It's weird. It never gets easier. Ah, man. All right. So try to stay relatively close. You're smiling. You're a little nervous?
First time doing this, I guess.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Marco's not much of a public speaker. He's very introspective, kind of talks to himself and his brain and everything like that. But when it comes to outside, it's one of those things where when you do speak, it's like poetry, bro. Like, you know, you save your words for the right moments.
That's if I have a couple beers on me.
Yeah, so I prepped them for y'all. We had 2 beers. So let me just make a quick video. Let's see. All right, episode 2. What we got?
Isn't it 3?
Episode 3. Marco. We're missing
Yes,
Omar. Omar would have been there. Next time.
Let's put a Braves hat over here.
Yeah, there you go. R.I.P. All right, so before introductions and everything, y'all know this is Photography and Shit, episode 3, the podcast where we discuss photography and everything surrounding it, community, art, mental health sometimes. We talk about friendships. We talk about love sometimes in the film community. And today we have the Marco, a.k.a. Mr. Contain Negatives. And before you open your mouth, please lubricate us a little bit.
On what?
What do you mean? with your special sauce.
Oh.
Yeah, so to get Marco talking, we need to get some. There you go.
Look at this shit.
Gotta get some hams. For those of you who don't know, hams is the most underrated beer. Shout out Cody on Film.
Word on that.
Yep. Cody on Film drinks hams as well.
There you go.
Hello,
Salud.
2 years of friendship.
It's been that long?
Yeah, bro. I slid into your DMs August, I think. August, September.
2019?
2019. Yeah.
Pre-COVID?
Yeah, pre-COVID. I just remember I always tell the story of like how we met and we went to Santee Alley and shit. So we might say that again a little later. But yeah, introduce yourself, who you are, what you do.
What I do?
Yeah, and how you got started shooting.
Well, my name is Marco, and I go as Contain Negatives, which I did change my name when we recently met.
Yeah.
So my username used to be something else.
Yeah.
But yeah. There isn't much of introduction for me, I guess. I don't know.
He's being humble. Marco is Marco Arriaga, goes as at Contain Negatives. He's a barista. He's a artist. He is one of my best friends.
Drinker.
And yeah, drinker. We love having a good roll of film with a 6-pack. It was supposed to be Miller time today, but we opted for hams. We started drinking these at Pizzanista on Tuesdays, and next thing you know, it's so delicious. And the reason I was shouted out Cody because he also drinks hams out there in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We still got to hang out, Cody. Maybe when I go to Phoenix, we'll do a podcast episode. So after introductions, for those of you, of course, you all know me, Jorge Ortega at J Ortega Design. I am your neighborhood crazy ADHD photographer with multi-talented. Previously, what is that person on TikTok say?
Bro, you got skills, man.
Pre-gifted or promising gifted kid. You know that. I was that kid. So yeah, man, I have a couple questions and stuff. But I kind of wanted this to flow. I know you get a little nervous. I want to get the nerves kind of to subside, get that beer to kick in. So everyone, I've been getting really good feedback. I really want to thank all of you who have been sending me messages, people who have never been following me and they just followed me and or commenting on the video. This really is a authentic, just people hanging out, talking about the film community, film photography, and all that good stuff. I don't know where I want to start this off, but I kind of want to, maybe something that comes a little natural to you. Really quickly, let's talk about your camera, like your gear. How did you end up with that? With what you shoot, what cameras have you had? What's your favorite format and all that good stuff?
This beauty right here?
Yeah, I love that thing.
How the fuck did I end up with this shit? I don't even know. Well, first of all, I started with a Minolta X700. That was my first film camera.
Yeah, it's a good starter. That's the X700?
Actually, I'm lying.
Oh.
It was like a Nikon. Those pre-autofocus cameras.
The 35s, the AFs, the LF.
It was like a N9000.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
28-70 lens on it. yeah, I found that. My grandpa actually found that for me.
Hell yeah.
Brought it over, and I was like, oh, cool. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually had a roll of film inside.
Did you
But-
develop it?
No, because the
Ah.
person who like, you know how he does his side job of demolishing and all that crap. Yeah, actually, the guy who had the camera
Mhm.
passed away, so I was like, fuck that, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
develop that role. But you
Yeah.
know, I got that, and then after that, I transitioned to X700 Minolta, which was one of the best cameras I ever shot with.
Yeah,
Very
it's a really good. I wouldn't even call it a beginner camera. It's a good like second step
Yeah,
because the
it
beginner
is.
camera, for in my opinion, is the K1000,
Yeah.
the A1 program, sometimes the FTB, and then you have the Minolta SRT 101, which is my
Right.
beginner camera, and I love that camera more than anything I ever own.
No, the 700 is beginner friendly and kind of into like the I don't want to say semi, but like it's if you know your shit,
Yeah,
that camera does justice. You know?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna throw you off the deep end really quick. What did you tell me right now at pizza? You're like, I kind of want to get a digital camera just to shoot digital and kind of not shoot film anymore.
Oh yeah. I've been in that realm of just shooting digital for some reason.
Yeah, you
I
picked
am-
up that really old camera, right? The really old D700.
D700.
Yeah,
The camera's from 2008, 12 megapixels.
yeah.
I try to carry it with me, but I don't know. I've been in that realm of not even trying to pick up a camera for some reason. you
Yeah.
know? It's
I mean,
just-
life gets in the way. We kind of
yeah.
talked about it. I don't want to get too crazy, but life gets in the way sometimes.
'cause-
We're stressed. We're tired. I think anyone can relate. I don't know if Mercury's in Gatorade right now, but
that
and-
shit ended.
right? Yeah, I don't know. I just blame it all the time, even if it's not. But yeah, no, it's been a weird. I think a lot of people have been in a funk. I think it's either the seasonal depression that we're all kind of transitioning into, or I don't know
We're
what.
just
the
evolving, I guess.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
and it's cool, but it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable and really
It
really
is.
hard. I don't know. It's a weird feeling, and I think everyone at home listening can agree that it's a very weird feeling
Yeah.
because you're not used to it, and your body's just like kind of you want to crawl out of your skin, kind of. You know, it's like.
Yeah. I mean, I always think about this is like how many people would like to shoot with a Hasselblad,
Mhm.
and I have it.
Yeah.
And there's other people who wish they could shoot with it, and I'm over here just like looking at it on my shelf.
Yeah, same with
Collecting
the
dust.
Pentax. Yeah, same with the Pentax and the RB. Like they're just
Yeah.
there.
But it's just that weird transition that we're just evolving. And,
Yeah.
You know.
The more I spend time. This morning actually was a thought. And this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh, cool. I'll bring out my Pentax. Maybe shoot some portraits of you or Omar. He was supposed to be here. But I looked into my film drawer and I was like, man, I really don't even feel like it. Like
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm bringing my digital. I'm shooting on the digital 60 Mark II right there, for you watching at home. And I'm like, I can just shoot a digital shot. And I'm like, has film really lost its luster for me? And I'm like, that's
me-
scary.
For me, it's like seeing the same shit all over again. Like
Yeah.
I go into my fridge,
Mhm.
all I see is a Portra 400, 160, Tri-X 400. And it's like I kind of want something new, but at the same time there isn't.
There's really nothing new. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like.
And what about this? This we kind of talked about this in the shit talking episode, but Instagram goes through its iterations. The film community goes through some iterations of like, cool, everyone shooting Cinestill 800. I'm not gonna go in that. Don't worry, don't run away. I'm talking about sometimes we have trends that you start seeing a lot of cars in neighborhoods, or you start seeing a lot of gas stations, things like that. Has the film community feed lost its luster as well, in your opinion? Like, is it no longer interesting to scroll through and see people's work?
Not really. Because I always told you this. How
Mhm.
about if you take those pics, those car pics
Mhm.
out of my feed? What
Mhm.
am I?
Yeah.
And I always try to transition into something else. Like, I like to call myself as a creative,
Mhm.
person. But like at the same time, it's like if I'm always constantly shooting cars,
Mhm.
take that away from me. What am I?
No, but what I meant, the question was the feed itself. Like when you're you're
yeah.
checking your feed.
You're just seeing the same thing all over.
Yeah.
again.
Has it gotten boring to you? Because it has
Yeah.
for me.
For me, yeah.
Yeah. So it's really unique when I see like a super banger, and I hate calling it that because it
A
sounds like
banger.
I hate calling it bangers, but
But it's
when-
not even bangers no more.
Yeah, something unique.
It's not there no more for me, at least.
yeah,
I haven't seen anyone who has like at least shocked me in a way where it's like, oh damn, like
Yeah.
this is some real good shit.
yeah, same. So it's really I feel like we can kind of see that because remember everybody watching at home, part of the film community, about 6 months to a year ago. Everyone was reposting people's work. When I saw something that was good, I was like, dude, repost, tag,
Yeah.
repost, tag, and everyone was like, thank you for the shout out.
It's not longer than
And we're not doing that anymore. I'm looking at everybody in watching this. We're not reposting other people's work. So is that a telltale sign of that trend of reposting people's work that's gone down, or maybe we're not impressed anymore,
It was just a trend.
Yeah, exactly.
The
So
trend is just dying.
but what I'm saying is also the quality, not only the trend of reposting, I'm talking the quality of the work. Do you think the quality of the work has gone down as well on top of the trend? Because I also repost once in a blue
Well,
moon.
it was trendy back then. That's what made everyone repost shit.
I see what you're saying. So,
You know what I mean?
okay, so the trend was like maybe shooting cards in the neighborhood. You see a banger shot.
Nowadays, everyone's just everyone's doing it.
So we're oblivious to it just because
Yeah,
everyone
we're
got
just,
used to it.
we're just used to it now.
So how about this? Here's a question for everybody watching at home and for you. What if the next thing comes out, whatever it may be, whether it's crazy portraits or whatever it may be, or light, painting with light, whatever it is, do you think we'll start reposting people's work again? Or do you think that trend is done?
It depends what it is, though.
Yeah, if it's worth reposting, basically.
Because, I mean, anyone could shoot studio. Not anyone, but...
I was like, oh, take a jab at me, bro. It's like...
Not anyone, but, you know. Anyone could shoot cars.
Yeah. But it's rare when people shoot it well. Yeah.
And that's the thing. The next thing, I don't know, probably street on film.
Maybe. Yeah, but I mean, there's also various subsets of the film community. You know, you got the street people, you got the car people, the TLI people, you have the gas station people, you got the people who only shoot neon at night, or those scenes like my boy Brian into the Still Collection, who shoots really dope scenes at night, long exposure. So yeah, you have these
digital too, right?
Yeah, he shoots digital. He's got a P30, I think a Pentax P30, I think it's called. That sounds like a gun. It sounds like a 6-hour P226. But yeah, so you do have these little subsets, and I'm proud to be part of the car, and then I would like to think on the portraiture. I love shooting portraiture. Cool. So really, off the bat, for people who don't know you, I'm gonna ask you this or that really quickly. I kind of started preparing these in my brain before I picked you up. So this or that, first thing that comes to mind. Okay, 35 or 120.
35.
35. Okay, why? Just number of shots.
It's more versatile, I guess.
Yeah.
Compared to 120, I mean, film stocks, there isn't a variety.
Simon.
Compared to 35, you get so many bodies out there, so many lenses that you could try out.
So many crazy films as well. Yeah. Okay. Tri-X or T-Max?
T-Max.
T-Max or HP5?
T-Max.
Okay.
I love that contrast.
Okay. And this is going to be obvious, but Kodak or anything else? Or Kodak or Fuji?
Kodak, for sure.
Yeah. Kodak or Ilford?
Fuji's going down the drain. I mean, their digital shit is up there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, we saw Nick here with a GFX 50 or whatever, and, like, they're killing it. Who was Brandon? Studley, I forgot his handle. I'm sorry, I'm going to put it on the screen. He let me borrow, not borrow, but play around with his XT3 or something like that. And I was amazed.
I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
Yeah, if you're watching this, we got to get you on here. Yeah. I was amazed that I pulled it out, got the screen, and I shot. He had a Pro Mist quarter, I think, just a little bit of haze, and he already had like the color presets. And I was like, dude, this shit looks sick.
And that's the shit that Fuji was smart about, putting their presets into their cameras.
And that's what Nick was saying. Like, if he can get that filmy look or that medium format look with his medium format digital, why not just invest one time?
Yeah. You're dropping what, $10 a roll now?
Yeah, easy.
When you could just get a digital and it's just master your editing skills and be like, that's my style.
And 2 weeks ago when Nick was here, I didn't relate with him a lot. He said it verbatim, I think. I've learned what I've had to learn from film. Like what film had to teach me, it taught me. It taught me exposure triangle. It taught me good composition. It taught me good colors. It taught me all that good stuff. But now he feels that it's time for him to move on. And I feel like, at the moment, I didn't feel like that. I'm like, nah, my Pentax, no, my RB, no, my Minolta SRT 101, the grain will never be the same if it's digital. But now that this morning, I told this morning, I don't know what it was about today, that I opened my drawer and I was like, I'm looking at all this film and I'm like, nah. And then I'm like, I could just like throw a preset on it. And now I'm indifferent, low key.
Sky.
Yeah. But now I'm kind of like, unless it's something radical, like, the Pentax with the 105, now I'm kind of seeing where Nick was coming from, and I'm kind of seeing what you're coming from, because I'm like a nice Fuji, or even
it's all about playing around with gear. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it comes down to, finding your own weapon. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you cannot mimic that bokeh.
Oh no.
From the 105.
Maybe with a 40 with a large, a very large Hasselblad or something, like a digital Hasselblad.
But
But
you could come close to it.
Yeah.
And that's the shit.
And but yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from. And then also, I think another factor, the reason why I'm kind of like about film now this week, is the fact that I got that Olympus Infinity. I don't know. I should have brought it, but it was a really cool point and shoot. It kind of has those scratches on the lens. It makes it look like a Pro Mist.
But see, what makes it fun though?
Yeah, that's the thing. That I've had so much fun with that one camera with one roll that I've had with a Pentax or my RB in a long time. So I feel like with creating work, I can use my digital camera to create work, actual stunning images. But when it comes to film being fun, I feel like it has its space with me personally, not everyone watching. With me personally, it still has its space in my heart with the snapshot, that vintage look, that family vacation kind of look with it. So I feel like slowly but surely film is kind of transitioning to not just creating art, but okay, that's going to be more of the digital realm, but now it's going to be more into like the snapshot kind of world, which I'm going to keep my Stylus Epic, I'm going to keep my Stylus 35 3.5, and then my Infinity. But I feel like my RB, am I going to sell it? Who knows? Maybe. Like, I wouldn't be opposed, that kind of thing.
If you want to sell it, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, yeah. For those of you watching, Marco is kind of addicted to minty equipment.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah, so my RB is extra minty, and so are my Pentaxes. So
I'll take that Pentax.
Yeah, no, this is dying with me. This and my 101.
That Olympus that is missing the cap, I won't take that.
Yeah, no. I love that. I love that Olympus. My Olympus is missing the plastic cap. Cool. This or that. Shooting cars or shooting people? And this is more of a question of like, you could only shoot cars for the rest of your life, or you could only shoot people for the rest of your life.
I would shoot people.
If you had to.
Yeah, if I had to, yeah.
Yeah, no more cars.
I mean, people have more to offer than cars do.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the,
Yeah, for sure.
They offer you a background. They offer you a story. They offer you emotions and all that.
Yeah.
Compared to a car, it's just a car.
Yeah.
I mean, if the owner is not there, it's just a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they do have stories, don't get me wrong, but
they
in my
do,
opinion.
but like that's what I'm saying. If the owner's not there, you don't know those stories.
Mm-hmm. And Nick was saying that, how talking about the owners, and he talked about Brian Burks and all that. Yeah. Cool. And then the last this or that I have, which is kind of hard. Would you rather? I think I know the answer already. I kind of answered it already. Would you rather never shoot film again, or actually no, I'll make it harder. Would you actually never shoot photography again, or never drink beer again?
Never drink beer.
You would drink beer?
I'm coming to a point where I'm trying to go, trying to let go.
Of
pretty
what?
much just drinking.
Oh, beer. Gotcha.
There's times where I just,
Same.
pound.
Yeah, I'm at that level too, bro. I'm at that level where
next day you're just like fucking recovering. You just missed a whole fucking day just recovering. And it's just like,
pues ya estamos viejos, bro.
I mean, that's the thing. We're just wasting our lives, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Excuse me.
I mean, once you crack one, you're just back at it again.
Yeah. But I recently reached that point as well where, I've had a couple nights, a lot of fun, a lot of, but then the next day it makes you feel even worse. And I'm like, I think it was George Carlin said that drugs nowadays have like, and he's talking about drugs, but I'm not talking about drugs. I'm talking about alcohol. It's like
talking about heroin.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But that it's like first it's like a lot of pleasure and little pain, but eventually it evens out, and eventually it's just all pain, very little pleasure. And we're not talking about like addiction or anything like that, because we just weekend warriors would drink a beer or go out to a concert. You just went to Chicano Batman. Shout out Will that you bumped into. Will, that was rad. He told me.
I saw your bazooka out there.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot him with an Ari Alexa or something.
Looking like a Rambo.
Yeah, but yeah. So I totally feel you on that. A lot of times it's just habitual in the sense of not that it's a habit in a physical sense. It's more of like you and I are together. Hey, let's grab some beers. So that's what we do.
I mean, get in the habit of just enjoying people around.
Yeah.
Without having to have a beer or smoke or whatever.
Yeah, as we're
just,
drinking beers.
Have good vibes.
Yeah.
Get in that habit, because at the end of the day, that's when friendships are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can totally see that a lot of my friendships still surviving, of course, like just without beer. But that reminded me of the story when we were at Signal Hill. So you want to tell the story? No.
You tell it.
Okay, so for those of you listening, one day we were kind of on that like, oh man, like all we do is kind of like shoot and drink, and we're like, nah man, like let's just shoot, right? So then I picked you up at your house. We go. We're kind of like, yeah, like what are we gonna shoot? Nah, I don't know. I don't want to do East LA.
The Korean Friendship Bell.
Yeah. So we're like, we don't want to do Chinatown again. We've done that a million times.
Let's go to Long Beach.
Yeah, and then Marco's
Pedro,
like, Marco's like, let's go to Signal Hill or San Pedro or whatever. and neither one of us really hangs out down there.
Yeah.
So we go to the Friendship Bell, and we're kind of like just both walking around, but like it was just very sad, just kind of like a very like
Kind of
shooting to shoot and not really inspired.
Like, and we're just like,
Yeah, and then I asked you in the car, I was like, what do normal people do when they don't drink? Yeah.
nothing.
And eventually we're just like, fuck
Yeah,
it.
Fuck it. Let's just go.
We just
for it.
went back to the house. Yeah, that's definitely something that has to change, bro. Especially I'm turning 30 in a couple months. Like, I definitely don't want to keep that going. Omar also doesn't like to drink more than 2 beers and drive home. So definitely something we have to transition out
It
of.
becomes a habit, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like dropping money too.
Yeah. Oh, let's not even talk about that. Yeah.
Dropping money on fucking. I've been going to fucking like
Yeah.
bars here and there, and just like
Yeah.
looking at tab. I'm like, I could have done something else with this.
Yeah,
shit.
$60-$80 here,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But yeah, we're complaining about the Kodak price hack, and yet
And yeah,
uh,
we're
hi-
over
hi-
here,
I mean,
like
yeah, we're spending a bunch of money on. Yeah,
Hans over here is like like Color Plus right now. That's pretty much it.
$6 for a 6-pack.
Yep.
Crazy. So, all right, enough about beer because my mom watches this. Yeah, I think so. It's all good. She knows.
She knows I'm a good kid.
Yeah, no, but she knows I'm smart. Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did that month-long cleanse too. That was fun.
I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm
You
fucking
wanna do
except after December though, because when I go home for December, forget it. By the way, my mom still expects you to come home this hopefully before the end of the year, if you
The end of
can.
the year?
Well, no, not expects you, but maybe for my birthday we should go down.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, for
I'm
February.
down for that.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna ask this. I kind of was because Omar was gonna be here. I was gonna ask this question, but it was gonna be more fun with the 3 of us. But I feel like we might have hurt some feelings. But just so everyone at home can see how real this friendship is, I want you to. I'm gonna ask. We're gonna do it both ways. What is one thing that you love about me, and one thing that just fucking drives you nuts?
One thing that I love about you, the fact that you can speak to anybody.
Oh yeah.
That's like, I wish I had that. I wish I could just go up to people and be like, hey, like,
Let me take a port.
chop it up, and be like,
Yeah.
One thing I hate.
Not hate, but just gets on your nerves or whatever. But I mean, we como se dice, this friendship goes way deeper than any hurt feelings or anything. So don't even trip on hurting my feelings.
The fact that you buy so much shit that
Yeah,
you don't need.
Omar. I think that's Omar's pet peeve as well.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
you don't need all those. You don't need all those cameras for
Yeah.
crying out loud.
And I talked about it a little bit on the last podcast episode
Yeah.
where it got to the point where I was avoiding my feelings. I was avoiding my real life and putting in work on myself. So I was just buying gear and investing in my craft. So I was just buying a bunch of shit. But also I just feel, not to blame everything on the ADHD, but a lot of times we are very compulsive.
Yeah.
So like when I saw the RB, I just walked in after I had just bought my Hossie.
Yeah, you
Like-
bought an RB.
Yeah,
after
I bought
that.
an RB right after because I walked in. I wasn't even planning. I just wanted to see what's up to Fong. And then I saw it, 600
Almost
bucks.
like look
done.
at the ground glass, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm
And I was just like, done.
like, yep.
So yeah, I'm very compulsive in that. And on my side, the thing I love about you is you're a real friend since day one. Since day one, we met, we hung out. Well, everyone knows the story. I've told it many times. If you haven't watched episode 1 and 2,
That's why I only have 3 friends.
yeah, right, exactly. Those film bros. We were supposed to all be here. But not only did we become friends that first day, we hung out, had a couple beers, but also just your level of realness. Like I remember 2 or 3 months after we had met, I had my photo show here at the office, and I had for those of you who don't know, I work at Shopify LA here, and I had a gallery kind of here at the space.
Remember that.
And Marco and I had only been friends for like a month or 2, and he came. He stayed to help me set up, and then you stayed till the end to help me break down, put all the ice chest back in the truck, and literally clean. You stayed till the end,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Bro, you're good. You don't have to stay." And you're like, "Nah, man, I'm chilling."
Yeah.
And you had just ridden like 60 miles the day before, right? Because you were all quemado, you were all sunburned.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the hell I did before. No, I did
That wasn't before this. That wasn't the Century. It was another ride.
I think it was something. That was probably another ride, but I did it a good couple miles before that.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So Marco likes biking. He rides fixed, which is insane to me. But
it's trike bike.
yeah, so
Save the trike bikes.
he had just like had a really tough day on the streets, and this guy's just spending all day with me, and I'm like, dude, that's freaking dope. And I was like kind of taken aback. I was like, holy shit, this homie's real.
Yeah.
You know, we hadn't really known each other. We hadn't really shared a lot of personal things or anything like that. But you're just like, yeah, I'll stay and help you out. And I was
I
like,
could have
cool.
easily left like the time.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone had left, and you're like over here like chilling,
Yeah,
drinking,
just-
and putting stuff away. And that just really showed me the kind of friend that you were. And to bring another point up, and hopefully I don't get all emotional, but when I broke my leg, fuck, bro, fuck, that was such as a person who's very independent, and as a person who like doesn't like to ask for help. A lot of people say it's because of my astrological sign, for those of you who know it. But
I drove you to Kaiser.
yeah, bro, like, okay, so I broke my ankle. I broke my right ankle, so I couldn't drive. I couldn't drive my truck. And this guy would bus to my house. He bussed to my house, and he would come all the way to the house and drive me to the hospital in my own truck. And like, dude, like I've said this before, and I know it sounds very depressing sometimes, but I did not have a lot of friends in LA at that time. And the fact that you would do that, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like this is a real homie. Like, I finally found a real homie. And you did that like 3 or 4 times.
I go beyond when I have real homies.
Yeah, and that, like
my
you said,
other homies know it too.
Yeah, yeah.
They got in shit face, and I'm the one taking care of them.
Oh, Dale's. Oh, the Dale's night.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so that's something I'll always appreciate about you. The fact that you went out of your way to go ahead and bus on your day off, drive me to Sunset to, it was a little Armenia, or like our...
it's right there by...
Yeah, the Kaiser on Sunset.
Yeah. Silver Lake area.
Yeah, and you just waited for me to get x-rays, waited for me to get my new cast every time. And I'm like, fuck. And then my mom's like, Mijo, who's taking you to the doctor? Like, how are you getting to the doctor?
Me.
And yeah, and I was like, don't worry, Marco's got my back. And I was like, fuck. Like, that's when you know it's a real homie. So
Not only that, but yeah, I'm like one of the few who has ever driven your truck.
Oh, yeah. It's only a handful of people. My ex-girlfriend, my mom, my dad, one of my other best friends, Luis. You met Luis.
Mm-hmm.
And then you. That's it. It's crazy. People have asked me all the time, oh, I'm moving. Can I borrow your truck? I was like, nah, no one drives my trucks. I'm sorry. It has no ABS. You'll end up crashing and rear-ending someone. And
I felt that one time.
Yeah.
When I went to the protest.
Yeah. Yeah. The brakes. Yeah.
All 4 wheels locked.
Yeah. So
like,
the wheels lock and they go sideways, and it's a big-ass truck. So it's, and then the new one, the brown one, it also has broken ABS.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. So
I
drives the same way.
Out.
Yeah, and then the thing I hate about you is you know what it is. It's the fact that you're not spontaneous like I am.
No, I hate
which
that
is
shit.
fine. Which is fine. You don't have to be like me. But the fact
I've
that I'm
gotten
like,
in trouble for that shit,
bro. But here's the thing: the fact that you're one of the only homies in LA. Shout out to the other handful of homies here. You know who you are. But they're always super busy.
Dude.
But when it's like, cool, you have the day off, dude. I have a day off. Let's fucking drive to San Francisco.
I gotta plan my fucking life.
Yeah.
Ahead of time before anything happens.
And it's a sweet spot. And it's a sweet spot with you. It's over a month and less than 3. Because if I tell you, hey, in 4 months, let's do this, I'm telling you ahead of time. You're like, no.
Like, I'm down for going over to your hometown.
Yeah.
For your birthday.
Yeah, but that's 3 months. You see, that's. But if I tell you, hey, next summer, let's go to Spain.
No.
Or you know, if I did something stupid
I'll
like
probably
that.
say yes, but then I'll be like.
Yeah, exactly. But then also, if I ask you anything within a month, you're like, nah. You're like, nah. My month is planned.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and it's fine, and I respect it about you, but it pisses me the fuck off because you know why? Because I need an adventure friend. I need someone who this plays a factor. Someone who can, how can I say this? A lot of times our friends can't just drop the thing and like drop $500 on a vacation. Yeah. So the fact that
I could, but
that's the thing. That's the thing that pisses me off. The fact that you are financially able to be like go anywhere and do things like with me, but you won't.
I won't. Yeah.
Because it's such short notice, and which is kind of at the same time it kind of keeps me in check sometimes. Because with me, I'd run away, and if you were down like that, we'd be everywhere.
No, I'd be like, yeah, I could, but you should have told me this like.
3 weeks.
Months ago.
Yeah. Like
3 months ago.
Exactly. So that's the thing I hate about you, bro. But it's good. Like, it's just that I've learned to understand it.
That's how I keep myself in check, I guess.
Yeah, that too.
I could easily just,
pick up and just start doing random shit
and just be wasting left and right, and but no, it's just I guess the way I was raised.
Super responsible.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't mind me talking about this, but also another thing I admire about you, you're talking about the way you were raised. You taught me the importance of saving a lot of times. Like I was going through a transitional period in my life, a lot of growth when we met. And all of a sudden it's just like, you're talking to me about saving, talking about saving for the future, and you never know, that kind of thing. And all of a sudden, like, cool, that got me to kind of save, and also other people, but you were one of the many influences of that. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking dope. And now that I'm here in my life, I'm like, okay, cool, this is sick. Like the fact that, And then now
you're saving more than
you
were back then.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't saving anything back then
back
at
then
all.
You were just like,
Yeah.
Little pisteando.
Yeah, pistiari, buying gear and all that, and traveling. And now this whole year, for anyone who follows my Instagram, you'll know I had I took like 6, 7, 8 trips this summer. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm able to do that and still have all my savings and then also buy random shit. Like, what was the last camera I bought? My Sheikah 635. But it was only $200, which is fine. It's like a bar tab. Let's not talk about that.
Look at that. The last camera oh no, actually that was my D700. I was gonna say this one.
Yeah.
But I was like, no. I'm lying.
All right, hit me. Where you at?
Oh, hit.
Yeah, stacking, bro. Oh, you're one ahead of me anyways,
Yeah,
right?
I'm one ahead of you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So,
chilling now.
Hold on. The camera reached the recording limit of 30 minutes. So I just gotta reset it. You're good.
There it is.
So, yeah. So Marco had 2 beers while eating pizza. I only had 1 because I was driving. And yeah.
Being responsible.
Yeah. So, all right, back to photography.
What about it?
We talked about friendship. We talked about what we love and hate about each other. How about this? And I know it sounds like I'm just gonna make an episode about our friendship, but what's your coolest? Because I'm wearing the Route 66 shirt, which was an amazing weekend where I was actually able to get Jess, Omar, you and I together, which I thought impossible because
That was pretty.
Jess and Omar's work schedule changed all the time.
Yeah.
And then you weren't working at the time, but
That wasn't actually.
because I had to hack that, tell you ahead of time, but not too far ahead of time, that kind of thing. So I got the timing right.
Yeah.
And also the one factor that really helped us pull that off is the fact that it was Jess's birthday. So the fact that it was Jess's birthday, I feel like it really helped us.
And
to
you
really come
remember
together.
what happened in that hotel room?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, that sounds nuts. We'll explain. Bromance.
No, but the fact that we were up from midnight all the way until like 4.
Yeah.
Without sleep.
Yeah, I'll tell the story. But basically, Omar, Jess, shout out to them. Omar was supposed to be here, but unfortunately got caught up with real world.
Jess, she has to be in here.
Yeah. So Omar and Jess, it was Jess's birthday, and then we're like, hey, let's go drive down Route 66. We want to go to the Wigwam, which that's why I wore. For those of you watching, I wore my Wigwam shirt. Shout out to Mamiya 645. He got us 59 Impala and a bunch of other cool cars. Available at jortegadesign.com for only $22.99 for a short limited time.
Sponsored by Squarespace.
Yeah. Squarespace, get the fuck. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. You know we're in Shopify. It is not Squarespace. But yeah, sponsored by Shopify LA. Anyways, yeah. So we got together. I don't know whose fucking bright idea was to leave at midnight. It was just for us to like get ahead of time, and all that. So I think we all worked, except for I think you and I didn't.
No,
I did. I
wasn't even working.
Yeah. So I think I worked. I think Omar worked. So a bunch of people worked. We took Jess's car. We met up at Jess's house at midnight, and we decided to just drive down Route 66. So we drove all through the night, and yeah, we stopped in Kingman when the sunrise. Shot a couple cars, but we were a little tired. And then
drained.
Yeah, and then we drove through Route 66. We were all dead. I drove the really boring part where it goes up and then down.
Hey, you were feeling it there too.
Yeah. Oh no, that was when I was falling asleep. Yeah. So the last like 10 miles when I was about my turn to drive, I was falling asleep. But I was fine. Like if I hadn't fallen asleep or dozed off, I would have told you like, yo, take the wheel. But yeah, I was feeling it hard.
Feeling it.
Yeah.
You were like shaky and
and I was like trying to like snap myself out of it. What were you packing that day? Like in what equipment?
Well, I had my old Yoshika mat, 124G.
I have a portrait of you in Kingman.
Yeah.
I have a portrait of you in Kingman with that camera. And I'll try to, if you haven't checked out, we made a whole video, Los Film Bros, of the Route 66 episode. So I'll try to link it. I don't know how YouTube works, so it's here or here somewhere.
Over there.
Yeah, I'll try to put some photos of that portrait if I can find it. But yeah, that was awesome. And we would stop. And a thing that I love about hanging out with you and Omar, or anybody in the film community, is the fact that we all see differently. We all see scenes differently. We all shoot differently. We all have our own angles. We all have our own exposures.
The fact that we all 4 went there, we all had 4 different perspectives.
Yeah, and for those of you who are gonna watch the video, the episode of Los Film Bros, you're gonna be able to see that I posted the results, and it's the same subject but completely different results, which is awesome. So that's what I really admire too. That the fact that we can all go out and really kill a car, but I'm shooting it my way, you're shooting it your way, and everything. So it's really rad. So anyways, we finally made it to Holbrook after 8 hours of driving. We met up with my parents in Flagstaff. My family was vacationing in Flagstaff at that weekend, and we met up, and we were at Walmart, right? Man?
Was it a Walmart?
Yeah, it was a Walmart parking lot. So we get to the Walmart parking lot, and I hadn't seen my mom in months, and we're just like, hey, we're passing through Flagstaff, and they're like, hey, we're here too, like,
At Walmart.
yeah, come say hi. And then we're there, and then my mom is like, hey, you guys want a beer? And my mom like pulls out the cooler full of beer.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then Omar and Jess were like, yeah, that's Jorge's mom.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so she pulls out a bunch of beer, and we started hanging
Was
out.
it Coors Light?
Yeah, it was Coors Light. She likes Coors Light. So that was like the last leg between Flagstaff and Holbrook. And then we drove the last 2.5 hours to Holbrook, and we were dead, bro. Like, it was que a las 6, 7 de la tarde, más o menos. The sun was before going down. Oh, really? It was, okay. 4. So we get there.
But it's that hard sun, though.
Yeah.
Like it's been up there.
Yeah. So we were dead tired. And we were, like, going to pass out, like, really just die in our parking, in our hotel room. And then all of a sudden, Omar texts us. And he's like, yo, we're going to go to the Wigwam. We're going to go to the hotel. And then we're like, fuck. And then eventually we're all both going to pass out. We're like, nah, dude, just later. And then I was like, dog.
I fought myself for like
Yeah.
a cool bit. I was like, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep.
Yeah. And then you just heard me farting all night.
Yeah. You were just like, you were just like, I'm dead, bro. I'm dead.
Yeah. He was just sitting in the corner of the room, and I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap, and I'm just farting away, and this guy's like, I'm not gonna sleep, and then just just passes out. But then Omar's like, hey, we're gonna go to the hotel, go shoot some sunset shots, or right before sunset. Yeah. And you're like, fuck. And then what did I say? I was like, it's Jess's birthday.
I was
like, it's Jess's birthday. We got to make it happen. Yeah. Let's go. This is why we came. And I've said this before, and I think some people will understand. When you've been so sleep deprived, you feel like a zombie.
Yep.
That's how I felt. I literally do not remember how I metered. I don't remember composing and any of these shots, which came out as some of the best roles I've ever shot. And also, obviously, the scene was amazing. But
I still remember that.
I don't, bro, because I was in a zombie mode because I was like so sleep deprived. A lot of those shots I don't remember. Straight up.
I remember most of them.
Yeah, it was
just crazy, but yeah, I remember that. I was just like, we gotta get our asses up, or else.
And then went to the bar after.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and nobody's wearing their masks because it's Arizona and it's the Wild Wild West.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah, nobody. I love Arizona. For those of you who don't know, I'm from Arizona.
That was my first time being in Arizona too.
Yeah,
never knew it was how. What's the word I'm looking for?
Racist.
Not racist. So divided.
Oh yeah. Segregated.
Segregated.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, Phoenix is like you got different subsets. Yeah, it's really.
Like, I've been in LA all my life, and it's very.
It's segregated,
diverse.
but it's diverse in its own way. People mix and stuff. Yeah. But yes, you do have K-Town, SGV. Yeah. You have all those, but we do mix.
But over there,
we coexist. Yeah, but here we coexist. Over there, everything is very. You stay on your side, I stay on my side, and that's one thing that I didn't know until I was 24. 24. 24. 24. I don't know.
I was shocked when you told me that.
Yeah, I remember when I moved here in LA. It was 5 years ago, September 16, 2016. So 5 years ago, yeah. So 5 years ago when I moved to LA, and I started realizing, like, dude, like people actually coexist and stuff. And I was like, fucking Arizona's racist, like segregated as shit. Because I've been there all my life, you know. But and also coming from a small town where it was all Mexican, and then all of a sudden Phoenix is like everyone's like kind of in their own kind of area.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
big city though.
Yeah, and then I come here and it's just like, whoa, you got black people, Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese. Oh, it's so cool, man. I love the city. Love and hate the city. You know my love hate relationship with the city. Anyways, so yeah, we get there, we make the amazing shots, we have beers, everything, and we just have an amazing road trip, and I absolutely love that road trip. Yeah. What other? We went to San Francisco too.
San Fran was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm so happy I got you out of the fucking house. The only reason I have this thing where the way I get people out of their house and actually to do trips is for Justin's birthday, I paid for their hotel room. So I was like, we gotta go now. Like we gotta go.
For my plane
ticket?
And
then exactly. So I was like, all right, Marco's birthday's coming up. We gotta do something.
Option to
So I was like, I know how I'm gonna get him to go. I'm gonna pay for his plane ticket.
Yeah. I was like, fuck me.
And that was your first flight ever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was always on the road. The first time I visited San Francisco was like what? I was probably 12.
Okay.
So I was like, what year was that? I don't even know. But I was 12 years old, and then that was the first time I was at the Golden Gate Bridge and all that. No, because I had an aunt living in San Jose.
Yeah.
So she just
what you're black and white. Yeah, you're
Fucking
good.
view.
Yeah, try to talk with your left arm instead of your right arm. There you go. But we had a blast, bro. That week was so cool. That hill killed us on the way to the Airbnb on the bike,
That was a mess. That was a
Yeah.
monster hill right there.
and I was in
I was
shape.
sweating.
Round is a shape, but I was not in shape.
I was in shape and I was still sweating.
Yeah, it was
That's-
so bad, bro. But yeah, we hung out with some amazing people in the film community. I kind of foreshadowed a little bit. We hung out with Shishori for twice.
Yeah.
Met JP, Hanfan, all
Shout
all
out
that
to
crew.
him. He
Yeah.
met up the last day. He's like, I don't want to leave without saying goodbye to you guys.
Yeah, that was rad. I was like, whoa, this guy's really
Yeah.
gonna like check up on us before we leave, and I was like, that's super rad. Shout out to Shishori if you haven't checked him out. It's I am him on film on Instagram. I'll try to remember to put in the hashtags because or the Instagram.
Somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, man. What do you think about SF versus SD? What do you prefer?
Rather than do SF.
Yeah.
SD is
Remember that road trip?
just like those Padres, you know.
Oh god, fuck. Remember that road trip? That was like okay,
But
best.
that
road-
was
Yeah.
pretty fun though.
what? When we went?
The spontaneous SD trip we took.
All we did was drink.
But that was pretty fun. That was the fun part about it.
Well, that's the thing. We couldn't find any cars, so eventually we're just like,
We're
well,
just like, fuck it, let's just drink a border eggs and
yeah.
you know,
You're like, oh, it's 1 o'clock or
it was
what
like
is
beer
it?
o'clock.
Yeah, it's like it's beer o'clock.
You're
We just
playing like Peruvian like cumbias and shit.
yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
fuck
that was
yeah.
awesome. And we visited your cousins too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that trip was good. That's probably like, I mean, in my books, it was the worst road trip because there's only been 3. It's been trips. It's been SF, Route 66, and
And then SF.
and San Diego
SF, San Diego,
and Route
and
66.
Yeah.
And hopefully soon we'll all go to Arizona.
Or Oregon.
Yeah, we definitely have to go.
You know, gotta hit those coastlines.
We should take Andy. Andy went to school in Monterey Bay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we should take Andy. We'll go up there and then we'll shoot and stuff. So we can go all the way up the bay and then go all the way up to SF and then
What is that? Pacific Highway?
yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, it'd probably be like a 3-4 day thing because it's 15 hours I think to Portland
Yeah.
or to Seattle.
That's like 28 hours.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
like a day and
Yeah.
more than a day.
I don't have the patience to drive that long. I get impatient.
I do, but
Yeah,
I just hate
yeah.
being in the passenger seat though.
Yeah, I know you like driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. Topics. I had all my questions ready for you and Omar.
Why does everyone hate 6x6? That's a question.
Oh, there's the question. I don't know. Answer in the comments. Why
Is it because you can't shoot vertical?
I mean, you can. It's just the same as horizontal.
But yeah, but that's like people tend to gravitate towards the vertical.
Yeah, I guess with like portraiture, let's talk about portraiture. It's you want to capture people's like whole front and the head
Yeah.
and give them headspace. But when you're constrained to 6x6, a square, yeah, kind of like compositionally is different. And honestly, I think it
But
also
you
has
can
to
still
do.
get the whole thing though.
Yes,
It's just square.
absolutely. But I think it has to do with the history of film and photography. It has to do with the history because from the beginning of time, I want to say, and I'm just speaking on my ass right now, but from the beginning of time, films, even if they were 4x5, they were still rectangular. They were still
Yeah.
landscape. And then now you're into the social media aspect of the social media, Instagram world, TikTok, Snapchat, everything's vertical. So I think throughout history, we've always been very horizontal or vertical. I don't think there's been any medium except for maybe TV in the 40s and 50s with there were square
square.
TVs. But other than that, I mean, I'm sure those were filmed on 16 mil or rectangular fucking aspect
Like
ratio.
what's that word?
Panoramic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that even those were cropped to fit into a square. You know what I mean? So I feel like traditionally art hasn't really been square. It's always been landscape or portrait. So it's just I think it's a historical thing. But I personally love square. And I used to hate it. Remember when before I got my Hasselblad, I was like, nah, man, I can't see myself like. And then I started using my Ashika D, and then I bought my Hasselblad, and I'm
But
like,
you saw your
yeah,
ass.
well, yeah, because I couldn't
You couldn't
warrant.
justify that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I couldn't justify having a $1,300 piece of equipment just sitting on my speakers that I use once a month or once every 2 months. Especially when I had my Yashica D, which is $100.
I'm not gonna lie, I have the most fun using my Yoshika.
Yeah.
Hope Andrea's,
Shout
Having
out
fun.
Andrea. Yeah,
having fun with that.
out in P-Town putting in work.
Yeah.
I love Pomona. I just went there a couple days ago.
She's been wanting to go back.
Yeah, let's go.
Damn.
I took a mental health day the other day on Monday. I wasn't feeling great, and I was just like, fuck it. Like, I just run away to like what feels like natural. Whenever I want to get out of LA, I just run to
Go to
Walnut and
P-Town.
yeah,
Where you landed?
yeah, exactly where I landed in California. But yeah, I just went out there and it was fun. I didn't even take a camera. I wasn't
Nothing?
planning on going. I got in the car to get up to go get breakfast, and then I was just like, no, I gotta go run away. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like I said, I haven't been feeling
Sometimes
great.
visiting your roots is the
Yeah.
best way.
Yeah, I went to Mi Cafecito. I went to get a haircut from my usual barber,
Yeah.
which, oh man, she gives the best fades for $12. It's crazy.
$12 and a fade and everything?
Yeah, bro, and it's the best fade of your life. I've taken I've taken Juan, my homie Juan. I've taken Luis, and they're like, that is the best fade I've ever had. And it's funny because Luis and I were recently in Chicago.
Yeah.
Luis just randomly wanted to go to Chicago, and I was like, cool, let's go, dude. I'm down. We went there, and then he's like, hey, Pepe Aguilar is in town. Let's go see Pepe Aguilar. I was like, let's go. So we bought tickets to Pepe Aguilar, and then we're like, hey, dude, like we kind of need a fade. And I was like, I need to shine my boots up.
Yeah.
I had my boots, but they needed some shining. So we went to Pilsen, and I was like, hey, let's get a cut. So I go and we go to a barber, and he gives us a cut. It was all right, but it was like $35 for a fade, and I'm like,
You're paying.
and I was like, no, mama's way, that's crazy. And not to say, I don't want to say that being in the Mexican side begets a cheaper cut, but I mean that's kind of how my brain works. But also, I think just Chicago in general is very expensive, and also because my
Even
two
LA
barbers,
though.
yeah,
LA.
no, but my two barbers here are $12.
$12?
Yeah, the one of them is Best Barbers in Montebello on Whittier Boulevard, old school, old guys cutting hair with those
Yeah.
old. I don't know if you've been there, but the old barbers chairs right next to Montebello Park. It's $12. Raul is the owner. He's been there for 28 years or something. It's crazy.
$12, huh?
And then the lady out in Pomona that I walked into
Yeah.
randomly.
See, those are OGs. though.
Yeah, so they're super awesome. But I'm still paying $12, and I drop a 20. Like I'm
The
like
newer
here, like,
stuff, you're paying like $35 to $50.
and they still expect a tip. They're just like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, that plus a $20 or 20%
Yeah.
tip. Nah, I'd rather pay $20 for a $12 cut and a nice tip.
Yeah.
And also, it's low key the best fade.
Let your hair grow, you know.
Yeah, right.
That's what
But
I'm
it's like the best fades. The $12 fades are usually the best ones.
doing. Yeah.
So we were out there, and then as soon as we got out, we're like, all right, cool, I feel a little better. But I'm like, oh, those $38 really, yeah. And then I'm like, I think I don't know if he said it or I said it, but
There's
I'm like,
people that do it like every 2 weeks.
yeah, it's crazy. Or some
Yeah,
people get
like-
faded or lined up. They call it lined
Dude,
up
that's like
every
$80
week.
bucks right there.
Yeah, hell no. I'd rather spend money on film or beer.
18 packet.
There you go. So what was I gonna say? So as we're leaving, I don't know if it was Lisa or I said it. He's like, hey, like, I missed that lady in Pomona.
Yeah, and for $12.
Yeah, I'll take it one day. I don't know if you get faded, you get cut, but we can at least go check it out.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Probably get a cut.
Yeah,
Probably.
For
No,
sure.
no fade though. Probably a little taper. No. But yeah,
for sure. Cool. I want to talk about your work.
my work.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I've been following you've been following me since you had 200 followers, and I was like, I stopped following.
I still remember that
Yeah.
the night that you showcased your thing here. You were surprised I only had what 400.
Yeah, at that point you were 400, but when
Yeah.
you started following me, you were like 200 followers. And not that follower
Mm.
count matters, but
Yeah.
you just hadn't been discovered or hadn't really been like into the community yet. And neither was I, honestly, because I had
Those
just
numbers don't even mean anything.
yeah,
though.
they really don't. Some people still like have they'll
They
respect you.
finesse over that.
Yeah, it's
No, dude,
Yeah,
half of that shit is not real.
yeah, just
Like-
people who follow you or people who do follow for follow, and it's like nah.
Best believe that you only have like 10 interactions with whatever you
Yeah.
have. But
And some of the best photographers, and I'm not gonna name names, but some of the best photographers I've seen have less than 10, less than 5, less than 3.
yeah,
Crazy.
numbers don't matter.
Yeah.
Numbers are just numbers.
Yeah. So if you're out there and you're like, oh, well, I don't have that many followers, doesn't matter. You put out the best work, you express
Yeah.
yourself, and you do work for you.
Yep.
Don't do it for the community, don't for the likes, don't for the interactions,
Yeah.
whatever.
Do it for you.
Do it for you. And sure enough, when you started following me, I was like, nah, like, I don't do follow for follow. I thought you were just going to, because I saw car photos and I was thinking car photos. I was like, oh, this guy just wants to follow. I was like, whatever. And I wasn't doing it at the time because I was just I don't know, I was so cynical at the time. I don't know why. I think I was just kind of outgrowing the lowrider community too. Because the lowrider community, like,
I didn't even know how the fuck we started following each
I
other.
haven't even either. I think you found one of my photos.
I know Omar started following me because I was, had
Yeah.
long hair. It's like, oh,
Yeah. He liked you. He saw
Yeah.
you like, oh, he has kind eyes.
yeah. It's like I like that long hair.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So yeah, and then all of a sudden you started commenting on my stuff, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then eventually I was like, all right, cool, I gotta follow this guy back. His work is really, really good. And yeah, that's when I was like, all right, cool. You're a real person. You're actually interested in the work.
I'm not a bot.
Exactly. You're not a bot, and you make great work. How about this? We'll ask this. What's been your favorite photo that I've shot? And I'll tell you the one that you've shot.
The one you shot?
Yeah.
Shit.
You don't
I really no.
you don't
I
like
re-
any of my work.
No, no. I really like that. I don't know if it's a GTO, the one with the pink rack.
You do, yeah. I was gonna say you've always mentioned that.
Yeah.
I'll try to put it here if I can find it. I'll download it. That was at a tire shop, in Santa Monica. And the
Like
rag
fact
was
that-
sticking out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the colors there.
Yeah, and the it was very sharp too.
Yeah.
It was a 101 with the 50 mil. Always is. And with you, the one I always repost is the one with the car on 3 wheels. But you got it at such an angle where it's just insane, man.
I still remember that shot.
Yeah, people usually grab the underside of the car. They're like, oh, the wheels.
You know,
on
I hate
top.
that shot.
Really? Why?
Because my negatives are all fucked.
Ah, shit. So you edited back to normal? Or?
No, it's like so discreet, but like on the edges, I guess, Fromex. They
Yeah.
didn't develop it right, so I had little streaks.
Shit.
So I was like,
Yeah. So I love that shot. I'll try to post it here. Future self, if you're editing this, post the photo here.
yeah, but it did great. But it was not like, everything has to come from the negative for
Yeah.
me to feel satisfied.
Yeah.
The negatives weren't there, but I was like, I guess so,
Yeah.
But there's a shit that other people see it differently than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. We all have our own quirks. We all have our
Yeah.
own things that we're nitpicky about and things like that. And that's why I want to get a lot of people on this podcast where it's like, cool, like, what are your nitpicks? What are your things that you look for? What are your things that you focus on?
And that comes down to like, me liking mint shit.
Yeah, exactly. You like, I don't want to call you a perfectionist, but you like things to be
Yeah,
good and nice
yeah.
and the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Red flags if you change film, putting your camera on concrete with the lens facing.
Or me, where I have dust. I have so much dust on all my cameras. Yeah, my shit's sometimes mint, but it's just like, anytime I lend stuff to Marco, it comes back just like washed.
Like, best believe I'll give it a nice wipe down.
Cool. So I kind of want to talk about we've kind of been out of the film game for a minute. We haven't been really shooting that much, but if somehow I'm able to snap my fingers right now and you're able to have like a photo walk or a hangout with one photographer, who would it be?
Now?
Yeah. Like right now, like they were standing outside.
I'm sorry, guys, but there's no one.
It's all good.
There's no one. I haven't been. I mean, I've been on Instagram. Like, I literally been spending time on there. And there's nobody. Like, not to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Like I said, we're kind of all uninspired. We're kind of all like in a funk at the moment.
Yeah, like, I've been in the digital realm for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And it's just like I kind of been in that.
Mm.
Been wanting to get a long lens for some reason, just to like set up my tripod and just
do a long exposure or something. Yeah, I've seen those that you love doing that, like the freeway shots and
the freeway,
the skyline shots. Yeah,
I like getting LA skyline for some reason. I don't know why.
It's LA, man. It's your home.
Yeah.
It's your home.
So
and
I've been wanting to get a long lens and just shoot. That.
Shout out to Armando. Armando just shot a really nice shot of a skyline, and I think it was digital actually.
Oh yeah.
Did
The
you
one
see
at
it?
Vision Park.
I don't know. You know I'm not from here, so I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a Vision Park.
So it's Armando Zacarias. There you go. Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
It is.
it is.
Yeah, I'm not from here, so I have no idea where places are shot or
It
whatever.
was like Angel's Point, I believe.
Yeah. I got to meet him actually at the Beers and Camera, hangout at
You
District Brewing. Yeah, and then it's funny because he posted a video of like, and I was like, wait, this fool's here, and I'm like, and he was sitting next to me. This fool was standing right next to him, man. He was just like right there. I was like, oh, what's up, man? I finally get to meet you for the first time, and yeah, I was quite out of it that moment that day. That day was fun actually. I met his Instagram. I'll try to post it on the screen. Azul Ravens, Eder. His name is Eder. Eder. So I think I was just cruising around the Arts District, and then I remember that the Beers and Camera was going to happen at Arts District Brewing. We've been there, right? We went a couple weeks ago. We shot the Beamer.
The Beamer.
Yeah. So
did you send me the bet? Yeah, you did.
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I'm like, cool, it's gonna happen at 5. Awesome. So and then I'm just walking around the arts district, see what's happening, and then I run into this guy that's sitting at what's that hot dog place?
Wish Kush or some shit like that.
Yeah, Worcestershire
Wish
sauce.
Kush.
Yeah,
I believe.
no idea.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yes.
But I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was
It's
there.
German.
Yeah, he was there, and I see a 5D Mark IV. I think it was 4 or 3, but it was a 5D with a 50 mil 1.2 with the L lens, like
butter. Had a red ring on it.
Yeah, bro. I saw that red ring from afar,
Yeah.
and I was like, yo, we gotta be friends. So I was like, oh, what's up, bro? What are you shooting? He's like, oh, I'm just hanging out, and he was like super like
That's the ultimate combo right there.
yeah, for sure. And then here's the thing too, like he was like super welcoming, cool, and everything. I was like, oh, that's cool. This guy's cool. Like he's probably part of like he knows some groups or knows some people. Nah, like
No?
Eder impressed me that day, or not impressed me, but Eder really blew my mind that day because he shoots with a 5D Mark IV or 3. Don't quote me, Eder. You gotta let me know. A 50 mil 1.4
Yeah.
or 1.2.
And 1.2.
Yeah, with the big red ring. And then he had his backpack with constant lights, a softbox, a tripod, light stands.
So yeah, he's all
He
gear
had his
on
own
him.
studio, and asked me what he was doing down at the arts district.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Hey, he was ready for that moment.
Bro, this guy literally said, oh, I just wanted to get out of the house before I go to work. He had to work at 6 or 7.
Oh shit.
So he was just going to go out and shoot portraits of people. And what he does is he's like, blah, 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 shoots portraits of people, throws it over to his phone, and then just send it to him. He at the time, he had like 100 followers. He has 103 now. 100 followers. Doesn't know anything, a single thing about the film community or the, like,
Film community.
yeah, like beers and camera. He doesn't know anything of that. Doesn't really have a lot of photography friends. He literally does it out of passion because it's a way for him to escape.
Dude, if you're carrying a softbox with you, that's
It was a way
yeah.
for him to escape, or not to escape, but to really express himself and to really like dedicate himself to a hobby. I admire that about Eder. I admire that so much because a lot of us get caught up in the gear and the people, the likes, the prints, the fucking whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And this guy is literally just, I'm gonna pick up my camera because I need
Before
to blow
going
some
to
steam.
work.
Yeah, and he works overnight.
Yeah.
So like,
I would even do that.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
like,
but
fuck
he's
that,
like-
I'm leaving my shit at home.
So is it? Oh, yeah, it's still recording good.
Yeah.
So this guy was just like grabbing his full gear just to walk around and see what happens. And I caught him at eating one of those bratwursts,
Yeah.
drinking a beer. And I just happened to bump into him. I told him, hey, bro, are you here for the beers and camera? I thought he was killing time until the beers and camera. He's like, no, what is that? We hit it off. We started talking. I was
Oh,
like,
so
cool.
he was just random.
He was just randomly there. And here's the thing. I was like, yo, bro, we got to go to that. And he's like, yeah, for sure. We hit it off. We started talking. And then we went to district a little bit early. So we got some beers. He loved to drink beer. I was like, yeah, same, bro. We just started talking. He shot a portrait. I'll try, if I can, I'll try to put it here. So he did that. And then I was like, bro, right now you're going to have a bunch of people, a gang of people come through. And it got
like us.
Yeah. Beer, shout out Beers and Camera LA. But
There's the cameras and like us.
yeah, like M6s, everybody. So and then eventually we waited like an hour, and he's like, "Dude, is this guy like playing with me? Like I can see he was kind of like, are people really gonna happen? Like it really kind of come through?" And then Spider rolls through. Spider dude, shout out Spider dude, rolls through. Always goes to those. And then a bunch of people started rolling up, and people, and they're like, yo, we have a table set up, and it was like a big ass long table.
So what do you guys do there? It's just like what we're doing here, like a bunch of people just drinking beer.
Just
and
drinking beer and hanging out.
camera.
But here's the thing. Eventually, it was, I don't know how many people, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comments, there were maybe 25 to 30 to more people there. It got insane. And Eder's just looking around like, dude, these people are my people. Like, these people are just here to shoot. This motherfucker pulls out his constant light, LED light that he was carrying, pulls out a softbox, and we end up doing a portrait, like a station.
Like session of it.
Yeah. So what I did is with my SRT 101, I had some 3200 loaded up. I had my tripod. He had his constant light, and I would just tell people, sit down, bah, shoot, bah, shoot. And this guy had LED panels, the battery powered, and he just put them behind it, and like he lit up the whole space. And I was like,
it's a walking studio.
And I'm like, yeah, he was a walking studio, and he did not expect it. He was going on his way to work. He just ran into me, or I ran into him, and I was like, boom. And Jason from Great New Days is there. I'll try to put the shot here of Jason and Caleb. Caleb was there too, which is Bad Flashes. The entire Beers and Camera people were there. I got to meet Film Negatives, which shout out Film Negatives. You took an amazing.
It's from SD.
He took an amazing portrait Instax.
Yeah.
He took a great Instax where I'm like, I have a beer in my hand, and I just have like my camera, and
You'd
then
be finding some sweet deals on Craigslist.
yeah, for Instax.
No, randomly.
Oh, okay.
Last time he told me, he's
Yeah.
like, he sent me a screenshot. I was a Leica M6 for $100,
Nah, mames.
but it's probably stolen. But
Yeah, I mean,
I was like,
that'll be a fence. Fuck it. But yeah, Film Negatives was amazing. I forgot her name. Ellen Pan. Elam. She was really cool too. I got to meet her. I met so many amazing people, and not only that, I got to introduce Eder to like this whole thing. That's what I love about it. Anyways, I don't know how we got here.
Me neither, but I'm happy that I got to at least give you that pathway and meeting new other people, you know.
Yeah, because you were the one that taught me how to shoot film.
Even though
basically.
I didn't know how the fuck I was shooting film, to be quite honest.
Yeah, but you
like,
taught me how to shoot film, man, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Now we're sitting with, what is it, $3,500 worth of shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
I gotta reset the other camera.
Reset.
The other one's still recording? Yeah. Keep an eye on that screen.
Damn, that Lumex is coming through.
Yeah. So
So Canon over here trying to reset every time.
yeah, it's 30-minute limit for the clips. So but yeah, so
GH5.
we have a whole bunch of equipment, and we've had adventures. We've met people all over.
But I'll tell you this much to the people who are listening or whatever. It's not what it seems. Having all this gear, like, it's not.
Nah.
Find that one camera that you're comfortable with and keep shooting with it, because it's all this luxury and whatnot. It's not. It's all fucking same shit as all that hype that people tell you, like, you know.
Yeah.
Just to get you to buy shit.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is a light-proof box with a light-sensitive filament. But what I've found is you have to find the one that feels right in your hand.
Yep.
The one that's right for portability, quality, and all that good stuff, and it's the right format.
Yep.
That's
all
it.
you need.
Do you think you found it?
My F5.
Your F5?
From the moment I grabbed that shit. It's the one that I've been holding on dearly. You know?
So you would say the F5 in a fire?
Nah.
Okay, let's not say. I know the value is very much lower than a Hasselblad. So for value wise, yes, you would
I feel
say
more
yes.
comfortable on my F5 than my Hassie.
Okay.
Put it that much.
That's, well, I guess the way I have to frame it is, if you were on a deserted island and could only take one camera, you'd take the F5. Yeah. I would take my SRT 101, which I freaking adore. As much as this is amazing, I love shooting this thing, but I don't love it.
I took that shit at Yosemite, and I was like, hell no, I'm not taking this shit back again.
Yeah, you borrowed it for the weekend.
Yeah.
That's why I love my SRT 101. And at the end of the day, it really is about the camera that feels right in your hands. It could be a point and shoot. It can be
and you'll feel it too.
Yeah.
You'll feel it.
Because when you grab anything else, you can be like, nah, I need to come back to what familiar. Yeah. Photography and gear, so it's just a funny thing. Or whatever feels right.
It's all experimental.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Let's talk about your influences and who you look up to. And I know you're probably going to say no one, but
no one. Dude, I hardly even know anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I told you the reason why, though.
Yeah, the viewers at home don't know that reason.
Well, my reason why is, like, I'm trying to find myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to have, like, I don't want to mimic anybody.
Yeah.
So anything that comes from me is, like, I know it comes from me, I guess. But I do have my influences. But it's just, like, I never really... What's that word I'm looking for? I never really
emulate,
religiously look at their work.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do know what their work is, but it's not like I'm constantly flipping through pages, looking at their work and be like, oh, okay, no.
Yeah. No, you do you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I admire about you, your individualism, and the fact that you are here in this community, or you're here, even here physically here with me, but you are always working on yourself. You're always as an individual, as yourself, not really influenced on other people, on other.
I'm trying to find myself. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm the only one, like, who's gonna get me out of shit, you know.
Yeah.
So
that really what life is about, truly. And you really are an embodiment that every single day you do things for you do things for your reasons, and that's it.
That's all life is.
Yeah.
Come alone, leave alone.
Yeah. Fucking, you just turned into a philosopher a philosopher TED Talk right here.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I try to, and I told you this, I've been evolving over this time. And it's not, I guess, and I've been taking that easily on me.
Yeah.
Because there's been days where I don't even shoot, and I'm just there laying down in bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, kind of like tormenting myself. I'm like, you gotta get up and go shoot or something.
Be productive or something.
But there's days where I'm just like there, and that's okay. Like, that's okay to do. Like, if you don't want to be productive, whatever, just be constantly, just be there.
Yeah.
You know, be there.
Yeah.
But there's other days where I do wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I'm gonna go hit this spot.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a couple LA cityscapes where I'm like, okay, I found the spot. Now let me go shoot it.
Yeah.
And there's been days where I'm just like, fuck it. Let me take my D700, my tripod, set up, boom, boom, get it done.
You are really a lone ranger, which I really admire that. It's because as much as we're friends and everything like that, we'll go months at a time without talking. I don't remember when was the last time we hung out?
Probably 3 months ago.
Yeah, like 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're this lone ranger that just kind of does his own thing, and I'm really thankful for the fact that you not only let me into your life, but also like you dedicate that sometimes those little periods of time where not only to help me like with the whole doctor visit and stuff like that, but like for the friendship, because you're very selective as to who your friends are. So it's like I'm
very selective in time for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, because your time really is the only thing we have. It's the biggest asset that we own as humans. So the fact that you're able to dedicate that time, and not only to help me, I don't want to say like the art walk or when I was broken with my ankle, but just in the fact where I'm like, yo, let's hang out, and you're like, sure, awesome. And also what I really admire about you too is the fact that your honesty. Sometimes I'm like, yo, like let's hang out, and you're like, I'm not feeling it. I don't like I just don't feel like hanging out.
I will be.
Yeah, he'll let you know. Like if you want to know an honest opinion about something, where you're like, hey, should I post this? Like, send it to him. Be like, nah, dog, that's not
total shit.
Yeah, that's caca. I should have had you here for the shit talking episode.
There's a lot of shit talking. I'm like, these guys are going weak.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Well, we'll run it back. All right. Shots fired. We'll run it back. What's the biggest trend? I'm gonna reiterate what we said in that episode. What's the biggest trend that has to die in the film community?
Oh, that fucking sinister shit.
Okay. Dude. Yeah. It's the same answer for everybody.
But I was like, I'm like, come on, man. You guys could do better than that.
Okay. I'm gonna raise the bar a little bit. Who do you think? I'm gonna shoot some shots. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot some shots. If you're down, if you're not down, it's all good. Who do you think is the most overrated photographer that receives praise all the time?
Omar. I'm joking. He don't crack up on this shit. He don't.
You do his Omar laugh.
Sound love, brother. Sound love.
So
if you would have been here, I would have said the same shit.
Yeah. So Omar unfortunately couldn't make it, but that would have been hilarious.
We always talk shit to each other.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so who's a YouTuber if you could?
But see, that's the thing. I don't even watch YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know there's I try not. I don't know why, but I try not to.
Yeah. Well, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting your own influences, and because you really don't. I don't want to say you don't need the content or you don't need to be influenced because you, at the end of the day, the core of Marco is the fact that you are yourself and you're exploring yourself and you're trying to discover yourself. Yeah, so therefore, the outside stimulation is not necessary. Exactly. It's not really necessary.
Like I guess I'm already there, but at the same time, I'm trying to find myself. Like I don't need the influencers to like influence me to do certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I already know what to do. So it's like,
yeah, I watch him for entertainment. I watch him just for sometimes to learn.
And some of these guys are. I mean, Nick Carver is the only guy that I ever watched.
Yeah, dude. For sure. Same.
Those videos on locations. Just believe I'm getting a fucking big bag of popcorn and I'm be like,
shout out Nick Carver. Someday I'm gonna have him on this podcast. I hope. Yeah. Even if it's virtually, even if he's down in OC.
He's educational, but at the same time, he's like letting you know what's the deal, what's up. You know. It's not like all that garbage shit, like, you know.
On today's episode, we're gonna be comparing the Porsche 400 push 2 stops with 800.
Like here we are shooting Porsche 1600
for no reason
at lunchtime. Like no.
Yeah.
Or shooting 32.
Yeah.
Fucking broad daylight. Like,
yeah. Stupid. Cool. I actually have to go pee. We have about 20 more minutes left. I have to go pee, unfortunately. You have to pee?
I gotta go pee too, but I could hold it.
No, let's take a bathroom break.
Alright, cool.
BRB. Okay, I'm gonna pause that one.
Omar's gonna laugh at that shit.
I've shown him around, you know. All right.
And we're back at it.
So yeah, man, what did this episode turn into? Just us catching up?
You know, just us catching up and drinking hams and.
Well, to all of those listening, this episode was supposed to be a Film Bros reunion. And not to say an episode with just you is not good. It's just like I had all my questions ready for Omar and you.
What were those questions?
Oh, just things about like our road trips, things, you know.
All that.
Things about the community. Yeah, a little more shit talking. But yeah, I think this just turned into an episode of just us hanging out, catching up, and appreciating our friendship.
I guess.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about film, the community, photography, anything?
Nope.
I swear. Yeah, okay, so you're not influenced by a lot of people or anyone really.
No.
You shoot a Hustle Blast 6x6. Your Tri-X is your favorite film.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like the most clear cut photographer you can fucking imagine.
Dude, I really don't.
Yeah, and it's just like if you were stranded on an island, blah, it's like nah, it's just Tri-X with a 6x6.
I was trying that in hopes that it's only me in there.
What?
In hopes that it's only me in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully it's an abandoned island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Marco.
Yeah.
If you could shoot people that are dead, you said
Club
Jimmy-
27.
yeah, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yep.
Jim Morrison
Mhm.
and Janis Joplin.
And Mac Miller, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Was Stevie Ray Vaughan 27? No, he was older.
No, he was 30 something.
Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan's a shit. Yeah, man. I'm kind of out of ideas. I know it's bad on me as a host and as a podcast person, but it's just like
So much for being Sean Evans. Huh?
yeah, it's like ouch. I swear, you give this guy a couple of beers and he just starts just jabbing at my heart. Well, everything else that I can really think about is more on a personal level, or like, you know, like the first half of this episode was just like our friendship and hanging out.
Yeah.
Talk about?
How I got into film?
Sure.
I guess so. I mean, it sounds interesting.
You're like, oh, this episode's been over for 10 minutes.
No, actually, it was pretty interesting though.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, the way I got into film was that I was shooting digital first, and that's when I begged my mother to buy me a Nikon D5500
Nice.
for my birthday,
Yeah.
because I wanted to actually try photography. And
Yeah.
I begged her, and I was like, "Ma, it's like,"
Yeah.
she told me like how much is it, and I told her the price. She was like,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, I was young at the time too, so I was like, oh fuck. But I got into photography because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, for some reason, I started searching up film cameras on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
For I don't know what reason. But I found the Mint X700 Minolta for like $150, the whole gig.
Nice.
That's $150. That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's a lot of money back in the day.
A Mint one will cost you like $300 nowadays. So I was like, oh, damn. I was like, fuck. So I got that. But at one time I was in Malibu, and I was just shooting like the coastal line, and I was like near the rocks and whatnot. You know, when you're shooting on the coast, you see where like the shoreline is at, or at least
Where it
the
breaks, where the waves break.
where the dry spot is, and then where it's wet. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is where it's constantly gonna hit.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was shooting on the dry spot, but a big wave came over me, and it killed my 5500.
Yeah.
The only thing that survived was my
Your lens.
X700.
Oh,
Minolta.
got it. Yeah.
And from there, I was like, fuck, it just It didn't kill my fit. It's just it wouldn't play back the photos.
Yeah.
So the screen had water damage.
Shit.
So I was like, oh, I'm not gonna fix that. So I just got that
Yeah.
X700 and I just started shooting.
Kept going on it. Yeah.
And then eventually I upgraded to a 28 2.8
Mhm.
MD lens.
Hell yeah.
I was like, fuck. I was doing street photography with that for probably like a couple months.
Yeah.
And I liked it because I was shooting black and white.
Yeah.
And it was at the time when there was like the Women March and all that was happening. So I was like, I was having just having a blast.
Yeah.
But that's how I got into film. And then after that, I sold that to my friend. He still has that camera.
He hasn't paid you either.
He hasn't. No, he paid me.
You did?
Yeah, he paid
Okay.
me. But he wouldn't sell it. He won't sell it back to me.
Okay.
He still has it.
You said the story a little bit on the Hot Ones Film Bros episode. I'll try to link it in the bottom or the top. You said that story as well.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
He still has it because in case I ever make it, he says, I have your first camera.
And he'll sell it back to you for 10 grand.
He won't sell it. He was like, I got your.
Yeah.
And I mean, that camera was pretty great.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
Yeah, I love that
Still
camera.
miss it.
I love this Pentax, but yeah, the SRT 101 for me, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on one thing that was really interesting is if you could shoot in any era, what would it be? What decade? It's the 60s, huh? With the rock.
Yeah, I'll say the 60s, but the 80s are still calling me too.
Yeah. What do you choose one. 60s or 80s?
60s.
Yeah. All day.
Yeah.
Go to Woodstock. Oh,
Woodstock.
man, Woodstock on film. Oh.
Woodstock, the whole revolutionary thing.
Mm-hmm.
That, yeah, 60s, late 60s, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, what camera?
What camera was around that time? Like, probably a Nikon F.
Yeah. Nikon F. I
Probably
think the
shoot that.
Hasselblads, the 500s were there.
Yeah,
They've been
but
around
like,
since the 50s, yeah.
yeah, I'll probably either one.
Yeah.
But yeah, late 60s. Shoot that.
Oh, yeah. And of course, we already answered this in the last episode as well. Like, if you can shoot people, we already said that it's 27 Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am out of questions. I don't know if it's the beer or what.
Want to keep drinking?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Get 3 more.
Yeah, we don't have to go home. We do have 10 more minutes. How about you interview me? Crack a beer. It's up to you. Yeah, I might have to edit this one down.
Just could have cut the last part.
Fucking Omar should have been here
You should have been.
at golden hours.
Oh, you know me.
Is there
I'm
something
not
like
much of a talker.
I mean, you are a talker now, but it's just like.
But
But look, I don't mean this in a bad way, but
I'm the quiet one out of all 3.
yes, absolutely. Out of the film bros, you are the most quiet one. But also, on an artist level, I mean this as a compliment. You are the most pure, right? Because you have very little to no influences. You only worry about yourself. You already know what camera gear you love,
Yeah.
and you're so set in your style. You're not really influenced by the fads or the other things going on in
Yeah.
Instagram. So for those of you watching at home, if you're watching this episode, this really is the definition of an artist who knows what he wants, what he does,
shots
why he does
taken.
it. What?
No shots taken.
Yeah, no shots taken. No, absolutely no. I'm saying I'm included into those people that, I'm buying gear and I'm trying gear and I'm trying, I do portraits and cars and all this. But you're so set in your ways, and I admire that because you're so like sure of yourself. And I think that comes with the introspection, or that you spend so much time talking to yourself and isolated from the outside influences, that you have a very clear sense of who you are as a person. And of course, you're learning, right? You're still, you're still growing, learning. But
every day I learn.
Yeah.
something.
But as far as an artist, there's only so much I can get out of you as an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you love, you know what you love to shoot, you know what camera you love, and why you do it, and then it's like cool. And after that, it's just like cool memories or
It's
our
like when
friendship.
you ask me like,
Yeah.
what camera should I bring? And then you ask me the same question. It's like, you already know what camera.
I already know, but the people at home didn't know what camera. I knew it was gonna be the F5 or the Hassi,
Yeah.
but if you had to like choose, I know it'd be the F5.
Yeah.
Yeah, F5 is amazing.
And you always ask me, should I bring the Pentax, the
Yeah,
RD, or maybe I'll just take all 3 and then hopes that I find something, But
Yeah.
for me, it's always been, I know what I'm going into.
Yeah, and I admire that because a lot of times our friendships, like I'm all over here the place and doing all these things, and you're just like very set, like, okay, yeah, like very.
Yeah. But that's something it's a downfall for that.
Nah,
Yeah.
I feel like that really, you have a clear. I think a lot of people admire that about you, and I feel like a lot of people wish they had what you have. That certainty in who you are as a person, and certainty as like the love for your equipment.
Mm.
You know, because I admire that. Because I like if you ask me, I mean, I kind of have it with my SRT 101. Like if I was stranded on an island or the last camera I could ever shoot, let's put it that way. If there was only one camera left in the world that I can shoot, it'd be the SRT 101. So I do have that. But as far as like going out of the house, I still struggle with, do I take the Pentax, the RB, the Yashica, the point and shoots, whatever.
Don't get me wrong, Hassie. The moment I held it in my hands, I knew it was something in there.
I was there. I saw your light face, your face light up.
Compared to the RB,
Yeah.
or the Pentax,
No, your face just went like something
like
you've been waiting
knew
for
right away.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck it." I even paid like what 200 extra bucks.
Yeah, for taxes. This crazy motherfucker. So he bought his camera and they're like, he's like, oh, can I pay with the credit card? And he's like, yeah, but you have to pay taxes. And it was $200 more.
I was like, "Fuck it."
You're like, fuck it. And I was like, bro, I can drive you to the bank. We were legitimately 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. It was like 5 minutes from the bank.
Probably at 5 blocks.
Yeah. We could have walked there. And you're like, nah, just fucking run in the car. And I was like, bro, oh, man.
Nah, I started. I mean, I had the money for it,
But how happy were we that first roll that we shot?
I was very happy.
Yeah, you still are. I wish I still had mine.
Nah.
Low key, I miss my Hassi. Dave has it. Well,
You had the older version though.
Yeah, but Dave sold it.
Yeah. Oh, he sold it.
Yeah, I really like yours actually. If I could ever buy yours, I would.
Get the CF lens on it. You just had the. I don't know. I guess the T version.
Yeah, the T version, the 80,
Yeah.
the 80 Zeiss T. Yeah, I definitely do that again. Cool. Closing remarks. 5 more minutes. Hams. Drink more hams. Hams, if you're watching this, sponsor us. Wherever you are. It's probably like a very small company that doesn't really sell. The world needs to learn about hams.
Very underrated beer. Right?
Very underrated. Super affordable. If you're still drinking Miller Lite or Bud Light, like, no, you're missing out.
Not even Bud Light. If you're drinking Pabst.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good comparison.
This is way better than Pabst.
This is real man's Pabst right here.
Yep.
I love the pen, bro. That's sick. I just saw the pen.
Guess who gave it to me?
Hey. No, I'm not saying it just for that, but yeah. Yeah, I bought him that pin for, I think it was just random. Official exclusive. Shout out official exclusive because they are a Shopify merchant. Thank you. But yeah,
it's a Christmas present.
Yeah. Because you got the Hassi. And then finally I gave Omar his RZ one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, finally. It was in my room forever, but I gave him his RZ pin. And I have a Pentax pin. So we all have, like, not matching pins, but we all have pins of our favorite cameras. So Omar has the RZ, Marco has the Hassi, and I have the Pentax. Cool. So yeah, this episode kind of turned into it's kind of like weirdness.
No one's gonna watch this shit.
Yeah, no one's. Yeah, no one's. It'll be people are not even gonna get halfway through. It's like this is just boring. Yeah, it's all good, man. It was a good time for us to hang out, to appreciate your friendship, and not only that, like just talk about photography. Even though on your part there's not much to talk about.
Hey, quick shout out to John Lopez Photography.
I don't even know.
He trust me, he every time I post either whether it's shitty work or whatever it is, first one to
John Lopez?
Yeah.
Hell
John
yeah.
Lopez, yeah, photography.
There you go.
His name is John Lopez, but yeah, shout out to him.
Finally.
That's why I wanted to do that.
Finally, we get something out of Marco.
Yeah. No, he always does. He sees my work, he's always just sharing it. And I'm like, oh, I appreciate that.
What's his handle?
John Lopez Photography.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I have to look him up.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for everybody watching. If you made it this far, I congratulate you. I don't know how you made it this far.
You like
You're like,
welcome to the Joe Rogan experience.
yeah, exactly. Just two homies. I just spent, I just like spending money, renting a podcast room, just drinking beer with friends. That's this is not even an interesting content.
Let's
it's
not
just
complain about Kodak prices.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
doing this.
Yeah, we're just going digital. Fuck it. I'm just gonna buy an XT3 or something.
Like it.
Or a medium format Hassi. I would love that.
I was thinking about it. I was like, no, it's not worth it.
I can swing it, dude. If I sell all my gear, I can get like 10 grand.
To buy a Hassi
Yeah,
digital.
yeah, I can totally.
You
do
know, I
that.
could put a digital bag on this.
Yeah, I know. But the back alone is like 3-4 more than that, no? I know the back you're talking about. But I would love a medium format Hassi. Now I think you just did something, and I'm scared because now I might go home and sell all my shit.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm going digital. Might as well buy a digital bag. But there's something about it not being the right format, like the 6x6, sort of cropped.
Gotcha.
So I was like, never mind.
Yeah,
But
I'll figure it out. But thank you for watching. All links to hopefully all the photographers mentioned are down below. And yeah, episode 4, hopefully soon. I'm working on getting Six Tiff and Gilbert Ortiz. So Marty and Gilbert, I'm coming at you. Marty was actually supposed to be here. So Marty was supposed to be here, but unfortunately he's
that
out
would have
there.
been way different.
Yeah, it would have been, because it would have been like getting to know Marty for the first time, and then yeah, you know, you.
Yeah, I like me and him don't know each other. So
Yeah, that would have been dope. Yeah, but Marty is out there being awesome, putting in work, and he is a full-time videographer and photographer. So that's pretty fucking dope. So next time, hopefully, you'll see a new set of 2 photographers, and yeah,
It's Omar again.
yeah, exactly. It's Omar, fucking Omar. He wanted to be here today, and he's just like, "Oh, I can't make it." It's like, "Oh, fucking Omar."
Very good.
It's all good. We still love you.
Where's the guy at?
Yeah,
Probably at work.
yeah, probably. We'll go visit him. Let's go visit him.
With an 18 pack.
Yeah, but thank you, brother. Thank you for the beers. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a dope friend. Thanks for inviting me into the shooting how to shoot film. Thanks for driving me to hospital.
We
Thanks
were
for
shooting like 50 photographs when I was shooting 3.
yeah, exactly. Thanks for driving me to the hospital for all my X-rays.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Thanks for helping me clean up that during my art show.
It's all good.
Yeah. Thanks for just I don't know being dope.
Turn into a Thanksgiving fucking episode.
Yeah, hey, there you go. That's it. This will be the intro. I'll do the same thing as I did last time. That I put the ending in the front.
There you go.
Yeah. So the last episode I did that.
This is a Friendsgiving episode.
Yeah, this is the Friendsgiving episode, the Thanksgiving Friendsgiving episode. So if you're watching this is
Dude,
just
when you work, you didn't even feel the holidays.
yeah, exactly. It just doesn't matter, or especially if you work retail.
When you're in school, you're like, oh fuck yeah, fucking Thanksgiving break and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when you're fucking working, fuck.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving episode. Just
Hams out.
yeah, hams and
Get it?
and enjoying each other's company, appreciating each other's company, appreciating film, and not much gear talk or anything this episode, but yeah, and then also yeah,
Don't buy too much gear.
yeah,
Like this guy.
don't buy too much gear. You ended up like me with a room full of gear and shitty photos, anyways.
Don't end up like that.
All right,
y'all.
y'all.
End up in rehab.
There you go. See y'all. Thank you for
Laters.
joining.